You replay that conversation from 3 hours ago. Again. You dissect every word you said, every pause that felt too long, every response that seemed off. You analyze their tone, their facial expressions, what they really meant when they said, interesting. You've been doing this for 20 minutes now, maybe longer. You tell yourself this is self-reflection, growth, being thoughtful about your interactions. But your chest is tight, your jaw is clenched, and you're no closer to any actual insight than when you started. This isn't wisdom, it's mental torture dressed up as philosophy. Socrates spent his life perfecting the art of self-inquiry. But here's what most people miss. He developed strict rules about how to question yourself. Rules that separate productive investigation from the anxious spirals that consume your evenings. The Socratic method has 3 non-negotiables. First, inquiry must move toward truth, not away from it. When you replay conversations, you're not seeking truth. You're seeking certainty about things that are fundamentally uncertain. Did they like what you said? Do they think you're smart? These questions have no definitive answers, which is why your mind can chase them forever. Second, real self-inquiry examines your assumptions, not your performance. Socrates asked, "What do I actually know?" You ask, "How did I come across?" He questioned his beliefs about justice, courage, wisdom. You question whether you talked too much about yourself. See the difference? The third rule is the most important. Genuine inquiry leads to action or acceptance, never to more inquiry. When Socrates questioned himself, he either changed something or made peace with what he discovered. Your conversation replays lead to more replays. They're closed loops that generate heat but no light. Here's what Socratic self-questioning actually looks like. Instead of, "Did I sound stupid when I mentioned that book?" you ask, "What was I trying to accomplish in that conversation?" Instead of, "Why did they look at me like that?" you ask, "What assumptions am I making about their reaction?" The shift is subtle but profound. Anxious rumination asks questions about things you cannot know and cannot control. Other people's inner thoughts, your exact impact on them, whether you said the perfect thing. Socratic inquiry asks questions about things you can actually examine and potentially change. Your intentions, your assumptions, your patterns. When you catch yourself replaying that conversation, pause. Ask yourself, is this question leading me toward truth or toward certainty? Truth you can find. Certainty about other people's private reactions? That's a mirage in the desert of your mind. Try this tonight. When you notice yourself analyzing that interaction from earlier, ask, what did I learn about myself in that moment? Not how you came across. What you learned. Maybe you learned you cared deeply about being understood. Maybe you learned you have strong opinions about things you thought you were neutral about. Maybe you learned you're more nervous about new relationships than you realized. These questions have answers. They lead somewhere. They transform the raw material of your social interactions into actual wisdom instead of grinding them into anxiety dust. Socrates knew that the unexamined life isn't worth living, but he also knew that the over-examined life isn't worth living either. The goal isn't to stop reflecting on your conversations. It's to reflect like a philosopher, not like a prosecutor. To seek wisdom, not certainty. To examine what you can change, not to obsess over what you cannot. If this described the movie playing in your mind tonight, subscribe. New wisdom every day.